what's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be doing question 10. This is from the SAT number 17. The question reads, in line 97, the word benediction primarily serves to do something. So the way to solve this is we need to go back, we need to find this word benediction, we need to understand the context, and basically ask, what is the meaning that's conveyed by this word benediction? Or at least, what is sort of the meaning of the general context in which the word is included? So that's down here. She put her hand on mine. A benediction from then we were friends. Let's step back and give just a little bit more context here. So this is at the moment right after where Celia and the narrator have this exchange, a sort of semi-awkward exchange where the narrator is explaining where her daughter's going to school. Celia is trying to comfort her. Celia has this moment here where she's trying to sort of empathize with the narrator by explaining her own immigration story. Then basically Celia puts her hand on the narrator's hand. And then it says a benediction. Benediction traditionally really means like blessing, and it is sort of religious, it is sort of formal, it's like a blessing, but from then we were friends. So this whole scene here doesn't necessarily mean, in my mind, doesn't really seem to mean it's in a religious setting where there's sort of like a actual blessing in the sense of like a formal benediction that's being given. It just seems to be this moment of connection between the two women. Right? Celia's putting her hand there. She's calling this a sort of blessing. It has the same sort of positive feeling and sentiment. And then from then we were friends. So it's establishment of a connection, of a relationship, of a friendship. So let's see if we can find an answer choice that will talk about how the word benediction sort of serves that. So A says that the word benediction stresses the importance of religion to Celia and the narrator. And like I said, this word typically is used in religious settings, but there's nothing particularly about religion that's mentioned or emphasized in this little area here. So for that reason, I would get rid of it. It's a very specific claim for which we would need stronger evidence that's just specifically about religion. B says that the word serves to imply that the narrator views Celia as an authority figure. So I see maybe why this could be almost plausible because, if you're giving a benediction, typically you're in a higher status position, you're able to be an authority figure to give a benediction or a blessing to somebody else. But that's not really here. It seems to be, this is like a peer-to-peer kind of relationship here. It's very level, and it's just the two friends sort of establishing themselves and establishing their connection. So nothing about this dynamic where Celia is this authority figure, like a mother figure. It seems to be pretty even in terms of the relationship. C says that the word benediction serves to emphasize how meaningful Celia's gesture was to the narrator. I think this is a pretty good answer choice. It's pretty general. All it's saying is that it's meaningful, which I think is a pretty good reading of what we have here. She thinks it's a blessing and it's enough for them to establish themselves as friends. So I think it's a pretty good choice. D says that the word serves to demonstrate how eloquently Celia spoke during her conversation with the narrator. And maybe this is true, right? Maybe throughout the whole passage or even in this little scene here, the narrator feels like Celia spoke very eloquently, and that's why they feel this connection. But it's a very specific claim for which we would need more evidence to tie it together. So maybe she said, she put her hand on mine, a benediction, and then she somehow referred it or referenced back to the words. But here she's calling the benediction the physical act of Celia putting her hand on the narrator. So it's not even really about the words that Celia is talking about. So for that reason, we can get rid of D. And that's going to leave us with answer choice C, which is our correct answer for question number 10.